we have to pivot. I created this acronym for pivot. It goes like this. Know your position, understand your position. See, in battle, you have to understand your position as it relates to the enemy. What are the resources that you have? What do your bank accounts look like? Were you able to get the PPP? What skills do you have as an individual? What skills and experience do you have? I was watching, my wife watches Joyce Meyer every morning, and they had, I think they have a school or something like that. And all these school kids were making masks, and they made hundreds of masks. I thought it was awesome. And it's also been really cool to see how humans who are made to connect. We were wired for love, as Dr. Leaf says. We're wired for community. We're made for community. And to see how people have responded and pivoted to make this happen. So your position is going to determine what you can do and what you can't do. Okay. I have on the screen when I looked up pivot points, I'd written a little thing on pivot points. I've shared this some on the Inner Circle webcast also. And so when I Googled pivot, I saw this graph come up that has to do with trading, the stock market, and all of that. And it reminded me of my son, Christian, who started doing some trading. I mean, he's into it, right? When you get, as Zig Ziglar said about this pump right here, he said, man, when you get into something, you got to get into it if you're going to be phenomenally successful. And he's into it. Well, I noticed that on here that it has pivot points, and he knows all the terminology around that. And depending on what your position is in the marketplace and how you are positioned is going to determine what you can do and what you can't do. So you may have to, I mean, when I first started my business, I started my business out of the trunk of my car, and I had a job and I had no money. I had $3,000 that I started my business with, my first business, our wedding money. Denise was really thrilled about me spending every cent of our newly acquired wedding money. We're both making, maybe $500 a week at the time, barely just paying the rent. Oh, you're going to spend all the money that we just got starting a business. Okay. Well, before too long, I was making more money in that business than I was at my job. But again, I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there were times where you got to spend money to make money. So I might buy a truck, I might hire someone or whatever. And I got short on cash. So I had to go get a job at night. And so I'd go wait tables, make some more money, and from time to time do that. Sometimes Denise, because she had a good job, she started making more money. And sometimes she made payroll. Sometimes my dad, I borrowed money from him. So, depending on where you are, then that determines how you're going to pivot. And the reason I make a big deal about this is because most people don't really understand where they are right now. They don't understand their position on the field.